Good morning, guys. Postman's bin. In fact, this is probably a couple of weeks worth of Postbag. I've been putting them to one side rather than doing the videos because I've been doing other things. So, where shall we start? That one looks easy to recognise. Circle, that should be some tape. Kapton tape, I think it's called. I put a little note on there, Amazon, £1.45 I paid for it. It says insulation tape. Okay, well that's the stuff that's supposed to be good on your batteries and that sort of thing. It's heat resistant. Can't remember what temperature it goes up to. Oh, it actually says it on there, Kapton. K-E-P-T-E-N. Registered trademark. Right, so we've got some Kapton tape. Okay, next. I think I know what that one is. I think that's a good sized switch, not one of those little micro switches, a man sized switch. Oh yes. Yeah, a little bit over the top. I want that as the on-off switch on a boat that I'm putting together. This one, it was going to have a little micro switch on it, just here. I just thought I'd see if I could put a man-sized switch on there. Yeah. Bit over the top. I just thought it'd be a bit of fun. Okay, so a man-sized switch, not a micro switch. Just another small one. Replacement parts 2, it says there. Value $1 US. AliExpress. I've written on that one. The point with these online stores is they're more or less the same, whether it's eBay or AliExpress or Amazon. Most of them do the stuff. Ah, now I know what that is, even though it doesn't tell you anywhere. That's Hall sensors. Depending on which way the magnetic field is flowing nearby them, depends on which way they work. Useful for things like pulse motors. Well, anything that you're using magnets with. You can use them to detect magnetic flow or detect the magnet and switch things on and off. So, Hall sensors. That's just a solid lump, which I think will be, yes, that will be a replacement soldering iron bit or tip. Faithfull quality tools, 80-watt solder iron tip. Because the one on my Faithfull soldering iron, 80-watt, I say Faithfull because that's what it's called. I've rather abused it over the years and worn it right down, so I thought I'd treat myself to a new bit. Now, to be quite honest, that one does look a little bit smaller than the one that I've got, doesn't it? A bit narrower. So, as long as it works, that's the one I use on the pot boats. I have got a bigger one somewhere. What was this, 80 watt? I think I've got 120 watts somewhere, and quite a few smaller ones. Lots of smaller ones actually. But I don't know what I've done with the 120 watt. I'll have to do a bit of searching. Anyway, I should be able to replace that if we can get those screws out. They're usually solid in there and you can't remove them. Let's put that there. That's that one. This might, no, I'm not sure. Might be a couple of electric motors, might not. Ah, remote control transceiver. Yes, I remember this now. It should be 2.4 gigahertz. And it works tractor mode. Puts two motors forwards and backwards, and variable pitch, I suppose, between them, or variable thrust. It specifically says it's no good for ordinary cars where you've got a separate motor for steering. It's ideal for boats, it says, so you can have differential thrust steering. So that's our receiver with two motor outputs, MR, motor right I suppose, and ML, motor left. Nothing, no very big power transistors on it, so you're not going to be putting a lot of power through there. That's our transmitter. Yeah. Since I ordered this, I've seen some at the same sort of price or cheaper with the proper plastic casing for the transmitter. So that's a bit annoying, that. So in my video description there will be descriptions of these items, not direct links, because I think you ought to go and do your own search, because the stuff that I buy quite often is no longer available because I get the end of the line, the cheapest of the cheap that I can find, and by the time you watch this video it could be years later, so waste of time trying to follow my links. So it'll be a description of what the item is, maybe the title that was on the listing, and if you type that in you should be able to find something similar in whatever online store you use, whether it's eBay, AliExpress, Amazon, Banggood. Okay, final item after my little sermon on not putting the listings in. I don't get any kickback from any of these sellers that I buy stuff from, so I haven't got affiliate links or anything like that on the video. So what you see is what I've ordered myself. Okay, finally, Bungee or High Start for your model aeroplanes. I do have a bungee set up that I made up using what I would call a bungee cord, the sort of thing you use for tying things onto the top of your car, but it's quite heavy and not particularly springy. This, for my purposes, was extremely expensive. I paid about £20 for this, which breaks my heart. I like to pay £1 for things. The idea is you stretch it out, you have a stake that goes in the ground that holds it in the ground, stretch it out, and on the end of it you have another length of string, I'll say. A lot of people use fishing line. About, I don't know what length this is, whether it's 10 metres or 20, it's probably 10 metres. I'd have to look at the listing again. might be 20. And then you have about 100 meters of the fishing line, and you attach that to your model aeroplane, stretch it back, let it go, and it catapults it up into the air. There'll be a playlist for that in the video description. That's about it, isn't it? I could just see if I can get that tip out. Might need a big screwdriver, because I usually, yeah, that's not going to come out, or is it? I should think the head is probably twisting off. No, it is coming off. Yeah, there's never any point using a small screwdriver for that. It'll just ruin the head. You want the biggest you can get in there. I have to do a bit of cleaning up there, haven't I? It does at least look the same diameter. Oh, I could probably keep using that for a little bit longer, but we'll give it a birthday present. Oh. That didn't work, did it? That was better. Okay, so we've got a new soldering iron, or a new soldering iron tip. I won't throw that away. It might be useful. That's it. So that's Grandad's Postbag.
Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.